It was their sixth telephone conversation this year. The Russian government paper Российская газета prints the Kremlin view of the Putin-Trump call, as shared by Vladimir Putin's foreign policy aide Yuri Ushakov. No progress on Ukraine, it seems. No sign of any compromise or concessions by Russia. The Kremlin leader made it clear that Russia will pursue its goals, addressing the root causes that led to the current situation, and will not back down. Now, when Vladimir Putin talks about root causes, what he means is that the West is to blame for arming Ukraine, NATO is to blame for enlarging up to Russia's borders. In his mind, none of what is happening is his fault. And Komsomolskaya Pravda leads with Russia will not back down. And just in case you missed it, Russia will not back down. To mark American Independence Day, the paper also publishes this multiple-choice quiz. There are various quotations here. You have to select the ones that Donald Trump actually said. The paper says you can do the quiz while Trump is clinking glasses of Diet Coke with his entourage and thinking about what to blurt out next. Several of the papers this morning write about the US administration's decision to pause some weapon supplies to Ukraine. Kommersant writes, in Russia, there was a positive reaction to the pause. Moskovsky Komsomolets writes that America had been handing out weapons and ammunition without thinking how much would be left for American troops. But now the canteen is closed, and the children will no longer be able to grab as many sweets as they want to. Same paper, different article. America's decision to cut military supplies to Ukraine could turn the tide in the fighting very soon. Our combat air force can now carry out strikes deep into Ukraine. Up till now, Ukraine's air defences have forced our jets to maintain a distance and use glide bombs. Izvestia, the Russian Foreign Ministry, expects a complete end to arms supplies to Ukraine. Ukraine is already seeking supplies through the back door via Europe. And this article caught my eye in Nezavisima Gazeta. It shows once again how, despite the tightly controlled Russian media landscape, it's not just good news about Russia that makes it into the newspapers here. This is a piece about how Moscow has lost its influence in Syria since the fall of President Assad. Damascus is not giving Moscow a place at the table to decide Syria's future. True, Russia still has its military bases in Khmeimim and Tartus, but this has more to do with retaining infrastructure than influence. The bases are isolated from the new system of government and not integrated into the logistical and political contours of the new authorities, as it was under Assad. Moscow seeks to preserve at least a bare minimum of political contacts as a symbol of involvement in Syria's future, but the Syrian authorities are displaying minimum initiative on this. What's more, Damascus doesn't conceal its displeasure at Russia's former alliance with Assad. In March, it sent an official request to Moscow for his extradition. The reality for Russia is that the new Syrian authorities view Moscow not as the guarantor of a better future, but as part of the past. Russia's external vulnerability creates an additional burden: the Ukraine conflict, pressure from sanctions, a fall in global political flexibility. This all limits Moscow's opportunities to actively compete for influence in Syria.